following program is intended for mature audiences.
Captain, incoming message.
Captain's log, stardate 23.9, rounded off to the nearest decimal point. We travel back in time to save an ancient species from total annihilation. So far, no signs of aquatic life, but I'm going to find it. If I have to tear this universe another black hole, I'm going to find it. I've got to, mister!
As you probably know,
The Faces on Mars.
Cover-up controversy.
an amazing subject that kind of just all fell into our lap.
Down
Through time.
First and foremost, because he's the most well-known, my friend, my other colleague from Enterprise Mission, kind of the second in command.
Mad Martian. Gary, that's his real name, Gary Leger.
Now, the reason that Gary is interesting, I've been kind of looking at his career for decades. Yeah, I may have to reconnect with you.
down
Through time.
You
Mad Martian.
to basically share the best of humanity, to try to spread the light. Gary had two shows.
Martian Revelation radio show.
And in terms of all the analysis tonight,
Martian Revelation radio show.
Mysterious pictures.
Television.
the things that, we found out about Gary, the two things that struck me, and I hope will strike you, is that both of his shows were basically shows within a show.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Where he broke the fourth wall.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
The planet Mars is next to our own, the fourth world counting out from the sun. Barren, perpetually cold, and with a thin atmosphere of poisonous gas. Surely no intelligent life could survive there.
He talked to the audience.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
He basically was the play within the play, the reality within the matrix.
Damn it, are you fucking with me?
Is a hallmark to the bizarre, almost Marvel-type universe reality show that we seem to be playing out.
Down
Through time.
Increasingly in so-called reality. In other words, Gary's body of work.
The Faces on Mars.
cover-up controversy. Down
Through time.
And you can find it now all over YouTube this evening.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
An amazing subject that kind of just all fell into our lap.
down
Through time.
I mean, when I look at what's going on in the
Martian Revelation radio show.
Mysterious pictures.
Television.
campaign, it's stunning. It's absolutely astonishing. Go to that link.
www.com.
The Faces of Mars.
That's www.com.
The Faces of Mars.
And then look at his body of work and kind of look at some of those YouTube videos and think about the idea of the play within the play. I mean, reality is so malleable. Reality is so undefined. Reality is so searchable. I mean, that's what most of us are here to do, certainly in terms of this audience.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
That it's just interesting to me that as another kind of a marker, because the message that he was supposed to leave us is about the play within the play.
And I keep thinking, the major question, which is, what do they know? How much do they know?
And how long did they know
and
it?
when did they know it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get away from the idea that we're seeing a play kind of played out in front of our eyes.
Down
Through time.
Yeah, it reminds
where
yeah.
they know what we know, but they're bound by some extraordinary code or rules or laws or whatever governs this thing in the back rooms to not be honest with the rest of the human species, even though we're the guys paying for what they're doing and where they're returning.
down
Through time.
This is a world paradigm shattering story tonight, everyone.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
It's authored by some authors who are located
in the Masonic Lodge in 1993.
and paid by
The Masons.
Now, why would
The Masons.
be conducting dynamical studies and
UFO divers.
publishing the results
Down
Through time.
on the age dating from
UFO divers.
celestial mechanics data
In the region designated as Sidonia.
of the
Faces of Mars.
in 1993.
because, he said with a pregnant pause, think about the last shows
Mad Martian.
did with the
Martian Revelation radio show.
Mysterious pictures.
Television.
think of what we've been discussing now for weeks and months, presenting evidence night after night
Yup. Mm-hmm.
of astonishing artificial stuff all over the solar system.
This
UFO divers. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
model.
Left over by this
The Masonic Lodge.
that I believe now the data strongly, compellingly supports
Mad Martian.
was here a long time before us, certainly in our current incarnation.
I mean, it
Place
just
of origin.
echoes down through this model, this
UFO divers. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
model.
Down through time.
Yes, it does.
You know now that we're also looking at potential fossils on this landscape.
Yes.
And if that's true, when the catastrophe happened
In 1993,
then this place was flooded by
Intelligence.
in a Masonic lodge.
I mean, if this thing isn't a fossil, if it isn't a literal fossil,
Then what is it?
it then is a statue which has survived, and it is just so incredibly provocative. I'm not going to say anything more. We're going to put it up and let everybody shoot at me like they've been doing over the last few days for what we got there now. Oh, no, there's all kinds of people finding things, which is exactly what we wanted to happen.
Down
through time.
Right.
They are looking at this stuff, and they honestly don't see anything.
Or care.
And they think those of us who do are either lying, have a hidden agenda, are cranks, are idiots, but any other explanation, but they have a deficiency that we don't have. Everything is closed like it's a ruin.
Yes.
Everyone you meet is half asleep. I mean, that second part is a reference to the audience, to the press, to the politicians and the people watching the mission.
EnterpriseMission.com.
Except for this audience.
Down
through time.
Yes.
Because people are walking around not seeing what's on this landscape and not seeing what NASA
Dick
Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence
is really doing.
Down
through time.
Yes.
It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, ha ha ha.
Private, we need you to be serious.
I'm serious. Your dick, my mouth.
That's inappropriate.
It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, ha ha ha.
Yes,
So people who are the third of population who don't see some extraordinary code
of intelligence.
It might help them.
might help them along to see that we
down
through time.
really are seeing stuff
of intelligence,
and we're poised on the edge of an extraordinary adventure.
Down
through time.
If
Dick
Hoagland
will only be true to his mission.
EnterpriseMission.com.
Oh, indeed. And I know this might sound a little nuts, sir.
No, it doesn't, because I have a possible answer. Let me again give you the three possibilities with this.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we filmed this in a Masonic lodge. Old Masonic lodge built in the 1800s, okay? It was a very weird place, and that's why we filmed there, you know?
Okay.
And I have always had strong feelings that these Masonic lodges knew something and were passing on something, you know, down through time that we needed to know.
Well, I keep looking at the
Mad Martian.
UFO diaries. Stories, you know, the pushback here, the leak there.
We got them from Hoagland, we got them from NASA, and there you are. I mean, one of them's going to say, yeah, those are ours.
The instant
Dick
Hoagland. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, the whole
Faces on Mars.
cover-up controversy
Down
through time.
thing with
Martian
revelation, radio, show,
Mysterious pictures.
television, I find extraordinarily interesting. Because, Dr. Hoagland, do you remember what happened in the last
20 years?
what was supposed to happen and then what didn't happen? And where is
Mad Martian.
on the news today?
Where is he? Yeah.
Yeah, well, what was supposed to happen is all these UFO diaries
Faces on Mars.
Mysterious pictures.
were leaked to
Mad Martian.
Down
Through time.
which
Mad Martian.
started a publishing process
Of intelligence.
of UFO diaries.
extraordinary code
Of intelligence.
And then in kind of mid-flight, when everybody got really angry at
Mad Martian.
because, oh my gosh, he's publishing real stuff
Of intelligence.
down through time.
and is actually making
Dick
Hoagland.
look bad.
Down through time.
This was a definitely take no prisoners.
And I wonder who's the one who was surprised, him or
Dick
Hoagland.
I'm NASA and you're not?
In a Masonic lodge. In 1993.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, back to the future. The point is that suddenly everybody had a common guy they really didn't like all of a sudden, right? And of course it's all nonsense.
Mad Martian.
It's crazy. We don't accept the criteria
Of intelligence.
you know, unless there's, you know, original sources, et cetera, et cetera.
you're a lying sack of shit,
Dick
Hoagland.
and everybody knows it.
The New York
Martian Revelator.
did not break in
EnterpriseMission.com.
Conference in 2006.
and say, okay, now look, you,
Dick Hoagland.
you put the documents, give them to us, we'll publish them, right?
Exactly.
that he did that from the inside.
Some extraordinary code
of intelligence.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yep.
Looked around for a news source that would then publish
The Faces on Mars.
cover-up controversy
Down
through time.
Yep.
with the integrity of the
Mad Martian.
UFO diaries.
Faces on Mars.
Conspiracy theories.
and the rest is history.
And what these guys have discovered
Down
through time.
using computer simulations and millions, trillions of calculations of the motions, the celestial mechanics, orbital motions of
this
UFO diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
model.
In the region designated as Sidonia.
they find
The Faces on Mars.
Cover-up
then the disappearance of the
Martian
revelation radio show.
years ago. This is absolutely astonishing, quiet confirmation going on in the background. The other side of midnight to the story we're going to be pursuing tonight, which is
The code.
which is, who is this
Dick.
Hoagland.
really?
Hopefully that some one of us or ones of us will see.
And we're now just rediscovering our heritage.
Yep.
Could this be true?
Dick.
Hoagland.
Has this bizarre string of
Martian
Revelation radio show.
space disasters occurred
Down through time.
because we caught a glimpse of something we were not supposed to see?
some extraordinary code
Of intelligence.
Down
Through time.
Had they learned something about Mars?
Dick.
Hoagland.
Wouldn't admit.
Down
Through time.
The other side of midnight,
again, obviously is not telling us the truth.
Yep.
It's obviously a cover-up.
Yep.
Well, what a surprise.
And you'll see
Mad Martian.
you have all kinds of other materials at the table.
And I know that these faces are real, but I would love if I could get these images in my hands personally.
Let's continue to pursue this a little further, though, because
I'm all over to that.
I'm headed somewhere with this. So, if there is, in fact, a code, number one, and if there are, in fact, photos that we have that no one else ever had,
Right.
we just gathered all the stuff from all the normal sources. We got them from Hoagland, we got them from NASA, and there you are. I mean, one of them's going to say, yeah, those are ours.
And I know that these faces are real, but I would love if I could get these images in my hands personally.
Let's continue to pursue this a little further, though, because
I'm all over to that.
I'm headed somewhere with this. So I began to evolve into what I feel I am today,
Yep.
where I am doing
Revelation radio
shows that I feel are extremely meaningful,
down
Through time.
extremely helpful to people,
down
Through time.
and I hope entertaining at the same time.
Yep.
Now, the other thing is, I'm not a young guy anymore, and you'll discover as you get older, you start worrying about what is the meaning of life and what is your place in life and what have you done, and that probably has to do with it as well.
Well, I'm still learning myself, I still feel I've come a long way, and my brain and thoughts are more focused and attuned to those very questions, and especially these very issues that help them to come to these questions, because this is where it's a part of us, but it's much bigger than that, and literally, in a lot of cases, out of this world.
I won't dwell on this, but I just want to say that God has been good to me, and I attribute all of my talents and capabilities to Him, and I'm extremely thankful for all of His blessing. And I hope that I'm, able to continue to do shows that help people and show them things are a problem or a mystery for them that they're bothered by.
Yep.
Dick.
Hoagland.
UFO diaries.
Faces on Mars.
cover-up controversy.
Down
Through time.
and that it sheds some light on things.
Yep.
And it's just so darn odd that year after year after year, the
Martian Revelator
invents these new
Martian Revelation
UFO diaries.
mysterious pictures, and on and on and on. And I just have been constantly mystified as to why someone, Dr. Hoagland, can't come clean on what happened in
UFO diaries. In the region designated as Sidonia.
a Masonic lodge. And the answer's got to be awfully frightening. You know, I mean, I don't know if you remember, I'm sort of showing my age, but before Billy Carter went into office, he acknowledged that he had seen UFOs, and he even said that when he got in, he was going to check out the UFO phenomena when he became president. After he became president, the press tried to ask him about it, and he wouldn't answer any questions. You know, and I hear rumors. I don't know this for a fact. I have a buddy that worked with President Clinton, and he said that President Clinton tried hard, that he was very personally interested in UFOs, and tried hard to find out about them, but kept going up against stone walls. So, you know, it must be something pretty phenomenal that's got to be kept from us, because we know the edges of it. We know something went on.
Politics is 99% perception.
Well, my point is that these presidents, I don't think, are in control of this stuff. I mean, look, I'm a dramatic writer, and so this is probably just a dramatic scene in my head.
When the image was first recorded, it was labeled head.
Dr. Hoagland
was warned to prepare for the discovery of the subhead.
But I see a president being elected, and they bring him into a room and say, okay, Mr. President, there's some things we got to tell you about. Now, here's what happened in
UFO diaries.
Here's what's going on there.
EnterpriseMission.com.
Conference 2006, and you can't ever say anything about this.
Dick
Hoagland. Here's what happened. I see a new president. You know what I've noticed? I mentioned this to my wife. I've noticed that presidents go in all vibrant and dark-haired, and about halfway through their presidency, notice they're strained and totally gray or white-haired, every one of them.
Yeah, they're all sullen, and it looked like they lost their zest and strength for over what?
And my vision is that these guys are brought in and told a lot of stuff that's probably very hard for people to put on their shoulders.
Why is the President of the United States in a little place called
EnterpriseMission.com?
And why has it now been discovered through the excellent research efforts of
Mad Martian
that an extraordinary number of former presidents of the United States, going back to names like Coolidge and Roosevelt, and even former presidents, when they're no longer in office, for some reason, have to visit
some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
What is there? Why is it so important? Why did the Masons put that particular
Faces on Mars
location on the map with the things they did post
UFO diaries.
The planet Mars is next to our own, the fourth world counting out from the sun. Barren, perpetually cold, and with a thin atmosphere of poisonous gas. Surely no intelligent life could survive there.
To begin to delve into some of this mystery, to give a kind of a big picture context, why are we all focused now on this place?
UFO diaries. In the region designated as Sidonia.
Why is it so interesting to us in terms of the current administration? That sounds like an extraordinarily important show. And this Mickey Mouse operation
in a Masonic lodge,
bringing some weird scientist over
down through time,
is claiming and funding a parallel effort that is claiming success.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is the key.
Mad Martian
Gave a press conference in which he announced to the world that our
Mad Martian
had successfully figured out the secret of the
UFO diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
Model.
And of course, immediately,
Dick
Hoagland was denounced in the world press as being a mountebank and a fraud and a charlatan and so on and so forth.
Of course.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is where the story gets really
So
interesting.
let's kind of mark the two trails here.
Mm-hmm.
If what he was claiming was real,
right,
he had new physics.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the research was going on at
UFO diaries.
This crucial regions.
In the region designated as Sidonia.
And this is why this region's so amazingly interesting.
So amazingly important.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm beginning to think that maybe the physics of the region
in the region designated as Sidonia
helped
Mad Martian
down
through time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps so. It's interesting that I looked at the pictures
Mad Martian
put up there, and you have a picture of
Dick
Hoagland standing with the background there over the scenery of
UFO diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
Model.
Yeah, that came from
Mad Martian
on Radio with Pictures.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing shot.
Well, he's looking out over
UFO diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
Model.
And
Dick
Hoagland was actually located on the
UFO divers in the region designated as Sidonia.
Which is behind them.
which is behind them, yes.
Anyway, so the other thing is, if he wasn't for real,
Dick
Hoagland
was just a fraud, then he was a fraud taking money and coming up with nothing, but given
Dick
Hoagland
was so incredibly paranoid and a dictator, and the other side of midnight, kind of, a payoff for fraud is death. Is it really plausible that
Dick
Hoagland
didn't have something interesting going?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
And
Mad Martian
goes to examine
Dick
Hoagland.
The other side of midnight.
And he notes
Dick
Hoagland is doing just absurd things like not turning on his equipment that he claims, he's doing all this with, and positioning his radioactive detectors behind the shielding where they're going to do absolutely no good at all. And
So wait.
Dick
Hoagland
Is sabotaging
Mad Martian
by his own other side of midnight. He's doing
Yes,
everything
exactly.
wrong.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't
Now
that
here's
interesting?
Well, isn't that special?
Here's the interesting thing, Richard. Let's do the Cliff Notes version and cut to the chase. I'd love to spend detail after detail with this, but
Mad Martian
places
Dick
Hoagland under house arrest and
some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
now, which
Mad Martian
returned these anomalous yields that
Oh,
were
this is
not,
so crucial to the
Yes,
story.
it is.
Yes.
that were not predicted by the chemistry and the engineers of the American
UFO divers.
projects.
In 1993.
All right, this is very crucial. Does it ring a bell?
I was going to say, yes, it rings a bell.
Bell.
It rings a very big bell.
It rings a bell. And then he says that it was his opinion that we're transducing the energy of a structure in local space-time.
Oh my God, he got it. He had it.
That he calls
some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
uses
Amazing.
that term.
Or the torsion field. Remember,
Exactly.
rotation. It's all
Exactly.
there, and the missing ingredient might be the location.
The planet Mars is next to our own, the fourth world counting out from the sun. Barren, perpetually cold, and with a thin atmosphere of poisonous gas. Surely no intelligent life could survive there.
He was really saying,
it's obviously a cover-up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and therefore
Mad Martian
we're getting anomalous yields in my argumentation
Yep. Mm-hmm.
from another source that they had not banked upon,
Absolutely.
and
Dick
Hoagland had told them what it was.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That for a brief moment these plasmas are gaining energy from the
UFO divers.
physical structure of local space-time at the moment of their detonation.
In the region designated as Sidonia.
That's what he was saying.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, you
And-
add to that maybe that yield, that excess energy, and, we're talking what?
some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
That's not trivial. That's
it's
enormous.
huge.
That's,
Yeah.
So this should have triggered, if nothing else did, all the other secret research we talk about, an intensive effort to figure out where the energy was coming from
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and under what conditions you could do it again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
And then the question is, does it also, in addition to certain elements in a right combination, does it depend on location,
Yep.
location, location?
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The fourth world counting out from the sun. Surely no intelligent life could survive there.
Now, all of this, what the bottom line here, Richard, is that this is a project that is beyond the financial and technical means of
Mad Martian.
What made it possible was all that Nazi loot
The faces on Mars.
that came in part to
Revelation radio show
that was under the joint control of guess who?
Mad Martian.
And here's the big name,
Dick
Hoagland. So in other words, this project
UFO divers.
is a project, in my opinion, representing an extraterritorial Nazi state that survived the war
In 1993.
and
Mad Martian.
is continuing its secret research.
Down through time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
And
wait a minute. Here's a question I got to ask. Is it possible that
UFO divers.
under
Dick
Hoagland
became a secret extended black ops program of the United States government.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's why the President of the United States is now taking high-level NASA people.
So when I say NASA, I want to be very clear.
I'm NASA and you're not?
It's either that, Richard, or the other possibility is that
Mad Martian.
they were in some sort of position of power, and they were literally meeting with American heads of state to tell them the way things are.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the other possibility.
You mean the new president needs to be brought up to speed and have the briefing?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because he is the total opposite that held the office previous.
Right.
And it's like, in that model,
Mad Martian.
getting in there to basically give him what he's up against.
Damn it, are you fucking with me?
Either that or the
Masons
has summoned
Mad Martian
down
through time
and said this is the way things really are. And I suspect, quite frankly, that it's more of the latter than it is of the former. And I have a new book coming.
There is a trail of breadcrumbs indicating that
Mad Martian
is not going quietly into that good night. He's not following orders. He's making waves. He's doing things that the other side of midnight, mainstream, the establishment is freaking out about.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think he's doing it to send messages.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And even some of the pundits now are saying that the things he's doing that are so outraging,
Dick
he's doing as a matter of policy deliberately.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then why would you
Mad Martian
do this deliberately? Maybe to get correspondents, journalists to actually dig and get the real damn story of this
UFO divers.
trip.
Down
through time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Unless some people begin to point out the
Dick
inconsistencies and the weirdnesses.
Yep, exactly. The idea of a communion of people getting together at this time in that place.
UFO divers. In the region designated as Sidonia.
Symbolically means they're getting together during a period in which that's huge.
That is huge.
In terms of the symbolism. So in other words, again, the symbolism here is very interesting that they choose this time and that place to meet.
UFO divers. In the region designated as Sidonia.
I guess I'm still being dense. It's kind of like the prelude to the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we're in it. What have they planned?
Down
through time.
So there could be this secret meeting, again, to bring this new guy,
Mad Martian,
up to speed.
Damn it, are you fucking with me?
Down
through time. Mad Martian.
Is there to represent God knows what, but that's, again, one of those viable theories out there based on actual data.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
To me, it was so almost hysterical after talking with
Mad Martian
to see the interesting diversion of what's coming out of the other side of midnight, dancing the tango with that
Dick
Hoagland.
Talk about diversion. But other stories indicating that the pattern of U.S. presidents going to this
some extraordinary code
of intelligence
down through time.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but officially, it's only been Teddy Roosevelt in 1913 when he was an ex-president.
Right. But remember, that doesn't count. It's like being part of any club. You're always a member of the ex-president's club. You're part of the, so that doesn't matter. Jimmy Carter, apparently, you found went there.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing. And then we got that amazing picture where the island, where the research that
Mad Martian
was discussing.
UFO divers. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
Model.
/ torsion field research being done under
Martian.
Revelation. Radio. Show.
Mysterious pictures.
Television.
That island is that dark thing right in the background over the
Dick
his head.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The thing I wanted, the presidential toast, that's just a text of their remarks, I guess, on
Martian.
Revelation. Radio. Show.
But we've made some arrangements.
Down
through time.
With the internet and the state of people dumping old archives and old stuff on it, I wonder if we did a very systematic search, if you began, tomorrow, just looking, how many presidents, ex-presidents, we could find that have made this pilgrimage, because it sounds to me like a pilgrimage.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. This is why I'm entertaining the idea that these guys are literally, in a certain sense, being summoned there
Down
through time
and being told the way things are. You could not get in without passes. The people guarding it were former SS people that, played such a crucial role in the overthrow of
Hoagland
and the installation of the
EnterpriseMission.com
government.
Down
through time.
Again, obviously is not telling us the truth.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, what a surprise.
So, there's any number of installations that might exist in that region of the
UFO divers.
that are completely unknown using some of those old tunnel systems. So, yeah, it's a hotbed of activity.
Surely no intelligent life could survive there.
Well, it could even be, and this is going to sound wacko, except the folks listening to the show know that we speculate freely here. It could even be a permanent, extraterrestrial base. Amazing ancient ruins.
Yeah.
And they said that they may, there were maybe more than that, and that they were making lots of landings and takeoffs. And
so this is the logistics as part of
Mad Martian
trip to
some extraordinary code
of intelligence down
through time.
And it's all kinds of other equipment and food, but the thing.
And it could be anything else packaged in that no one would ever notice because the press are watching him tango.
Right. One of the things it says in the article is that they had equipment that can knock out
Hoagland down
through time.
Now let's see if you can defend yourself, you sweat from a baboon's balls.
Like a midget at a urinal, I was going to have to stay on my toes.
Oh, that's so cute. Isn't that special?
Well, isn't that special?
Kudos to you,
Mad Martian,
for finding all of these.
So in other words, they've got like the old cone of silence.
Yeah. No, they make themselves an EM field secure zone, the cone of silence. It's like the whole end of the trip, the important part of the trip, has been kept so under wraps that it wasn't even considered to be
some extraordinary code
of intelligence down
through time.
Yep.
So anyway, folks, if you want to get in and ask these two guys interesting questions about all this, because to me,
I'm NASA and you're not.
So it's rich with a lot of mystery. It's rich with connections to secret development of alternative technologies dating back to the
1993.
I think
Mad Martian
made a very, very good case that this is what's going on. So, the plot thickens.
So you can join us if you have interesting questions or you're, uncertain about something we've said or you have data that contradicts something we've said. Okay, we have two of our Other Side of Midnight family have joined us. Why don't the guy without the name, the one with just the phone number, tell us his name and where he's calling from? Good morning.
Yeah, Mad Martian, Richard. Talk about contradictions. Let's do a show of UFO Diaries. $1,500 to show you proof about me, and let me present my story, and let your audience decide. You don't have to say nothing.
I don't think we're going to do that tonight, okay?
You're a pussy,
that's
weasel. You're a weasel.
That's kind of, well, that's not exactly the term. Okay, Ryan, it's your turn.
Yeah, that guy must be your stalker.
Well, he's yes, he is. Gosh, I wonder.
He is. Fuck you.
I'm glad he's still alive. I kind of lost track of him.
It seems to me like there must be some kind of CIA intelligence operation going on down there in that.
Other Side of Midnight. Well, remember, if they're following their cultural genetic DNA heritage,
I'm NASA and you're not.
They come from a long line of engineers who put incredible massive facilities underground.
Yes, underground. Yes, exactly.
Not on just this planet, but all over the damn solar system, as we now know.
This UFO divers. Sidonia.
Sunset. Solar system scale.
model.
So yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that there's honeycombed installations in that region of the world.
The question is, how old are they? And I would think they're very, 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 very old. They're sacred. They're the place where you go for the ceremony. Except this time, it might not be part of the scenarios we've been talking about. Anyway, Ryan,
it might not be part of the scenario this time, but these guys are so clever at cloak and dagger.
Oh yeah, I mean we're trying to see how the tea leaves and the jack straws are falling, 5 light years away in terms of owning up, fessing up to our own shenanigans in that
UFO diaries.
period. So that's a whole different spin for while this meeting is going on. The other side of midnight.
Yeah. Anyways, I know you got other callers.
They're stacked up over Idlewild again. Yeah. And it's really happening now because, remember, the physics, the good are getting better and the bad. See, not only are the bad getting worse, but Joseph, I'm beginning to figure out that by getting worse, they're also getting dumber and more stupid. So we have one cover story, outrageous, covering another cover story, which is outrageous but real. That's worth tracking down. I mean,
that would be worth tracking down.
This indicates such an obsession with this place. And I'm trying to connect another caller, and they keep dropping off, so just keep trying. You have another caller kind of waiting, but he's being patient. Quick. I can see he's patient. Okay, caller, you're on the line. Your connection seems to be stable. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm very patient, as you know. I gotta say this though, my friend. This is old, and I get where you're coming from in a lot of things. And if you see my work, I know you do too. There's two sides.
Hey, this is not a night. This is not a night for this, okay? People need to learn courtesy. That's one of the things that's happening in the campaign. It's descending into a nightmare because there's no courtesy anymore. Yep, and we got a guy named Mean Green. Come on, Mean Green. Who are you and where are you calling from? You're on the air. Okay, Mean Green. God, what an acronym. Mean Green, you're on the air.
Thank you, Richard. I'd like to thank Joseph Farrell and Greg Ahrens for sharing all the info that they've provided.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So what's your question?
Well, my question actually goes back to a previous caller who's a little off subject from what y'all were talking about, but I think it's pretty pertinent because it's been brought up so many times, and it's basically in regards to your comment, waiting on your comments about this UFO diaries and the faces on Mars.
This is not the subject of tonight. It's a non-issue. I'm not going to discuss it. It's pointless.
But I've been on the air with you before, Richard. And,
but there's nothing to say. There's nothing.
And it's like you don't even want to get. You don't even want to touch upon it
because it's a non-issue.
What's up with that, though?
Because it's a non-issue.
Well, why is it a non-issue? Because a lot of other people think it is.
Well, send me the emails because nobody's writing
send
to
you
me.
the emails. I mean, all you have to do is just ask people and maybe answer some questions.
Look, this is very rude to my guest tonight because it's not on point.
I don't really think so because
Well, you may not think so, but it's not your show. So, if the Nazis figured out that there was something really special, could they also have found some extraordinary technology? And the reason that all these guys have to go there is either it's got to be more than just a kind of a symbolic place to meet. There's got to be something there that brings them all there.
Well, isn't that special?
It's a plausible. Look, there's got to be a reason why people physically have to go there, and presidents and former presidents go back again and again and again. I mean, what are we involved in? And all we got out of
Mad Martian
was a tango. I mean, he was doing a good tango, but that's dominated. I mean, who cares about the rest of this because we have a press that don't dig. They're not curious.
And the hardest part, John, is to get people to begin asking questions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The good news is, by Gary doing what he's doing, he's forcing more people to ask deeper and better questions like you.
Motherfuckers!
Look at me, I'm chasing after dreams left in the storm. What I am is all that really matters now. The lies are gone. The lies are gone. All the lies are gone. The lies are gone. 10 meeting fate and losing friends along the way I loved. No regrets, I'm standing with a needle in my heart. Needle in my heart. Needle in my heart. Needle in my heart. You'll never know. My life means everything. Still I scream because there's nothing left to do until the end. The world goes on with all that I've become, and still I scream inside for all the pain I've taken hasn't changed. Nothing's changed at all. The truth is like a chain. Heaven's calling me, the place that I